Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. It is 1 a.m. Eastern. We're an hour earlier than before, with reason. Um, I hope everyone's doing well. It's crazy. I remember it like yesterday I said Happy Friday last week, and it's already Friday again. It's just crazy how quickly time goes. But anyway, um, yeah, I changed the time, but we'll see if people drop in. Yeah, there's a lot happening, I think, already before 2 o'clock Eastern, before even the open of London, I think. And I also have to leave a little bit earlier than I normally have to. So I'm thinking, why not start now? Because I have to do everything again. I was without power after the storm. Crazy day yesterday. Crazy, crazy day. But anyway, we're back on track. Um, Here we go. Now, obviously, everything looks bearish. I mean, there's no doubt about it, but there is still a but for me. And there is still a but for me. I don't know if you noticed that yesterday, the daily on ES was bullish and on NQ it was bearish. So we had a bullish day on ES. Hey, Trader Sloss. Yeah, I think that's a good one. But yeah, you might want to be careful at some point. But yeah, it's a good hold. I was actually looking at it, but I was just still getting ready, and I was like, you know what? Never mind. Um, uh-oh, I've got a sneeze. Oh boy. Okay, so you see bullishness on NQ. And we opened even higher though. So I keep on saying it. I just, some reason this top here doesn't really, I'm just a little bit sus. So I'm going to watch this wick on ES to see how it moves. If it really wants to go lower again from this area. I mean, we'll see it soon enough, but just keeping an eye on it. But technically definitely we have some market structure shifts on different time frames. That's undeniable. But it's sort of weird that the main move in New York yesterday was bullish again, right? So, and then again, Asia made the nice move to the downside. It's always Asia. Traders loss, you have to have your own plan. Never ask someone else if something is safe. You should have the plan. I don't mind to go over it, what I think, but I don't like it when people are sort of like, don't know what is safe for them. That is something that you should already have in your mind. And that's very important when you want to trade and be in a trade. You have to have the most conservative, what is safe for you, what you know with your knowledge. That is your plan. Whatever comes extra, you journal it, but you don't want to trade someone else's safe because I can be wrong. I'm just starting. I didn't have enough coffee. So please don't rely on me to tell you what is safe because I might be damn wrong. Just be careful with that, right? Um, yeah. Let's have a go. Let's have a look. Okay. Who traded yesterday in the well, that's even more important. So if you don't trade it, you have to be more efficient. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. 275. Oh, what is the macro? I'm gonna mark this macro here as well. So, How is the 4 hour looking on ES and NQ? Look where we are. 20%. Look, you have to be careful. It looks pretty bare. Look, we're still beneath the 4. You see we are above the open price or closing price, but it could just be just inside to go lower again. So I would be very careful if I would be in a long. I think, but then again, we didn't grab the liquidity here. I want to see ES 4 hour. Interesting to see we can get a body closure on the 4 hour on ES here. That's going to be interesting. See, we're in a bullish fair value gap here, right? Border block. Or is this going to hold? Is this area going to hold or not? That's the question. That is the question. Do we have news today? We have news. Obviously, it's NFP week. Stupid question on my part. It's NFP week. NFP week. 8:30, obviously, yes. So you always want to be aware, trader's loss around midnight. Normally, it doesn't give you a nice move because around midnight when it opens, so midnight is technically the algorithmic opening of the day. And what tends to happen, if you go back in your charts, you want to be careful normally with midnight because it tends to create a range first before it moves away from it. Because midnight is a very important algorithmic, it's technically the algorithmic opening of the day. That's why midnight is so important. So I normally don't trade. It's more for me around the area to watch. But then again, because I'm really thinking like, what are we doing? We're moving in Asia. We are opposite in New York, right? It gives the bullish moves in New York, but technically we're higher time frame bearish, right? So it's a little bit confusing, right? Yeah, I think the move was already here. I mean, the move started and then it did go to the open price of this this order block here, 4 hour order block. So that but in all fairness, traders loss, I can see it go higher a little bit still, but maybe it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth a little bit. So I'm sort of like, I can see it go one more leg higher. So let's see. I mean, we're very early, right? It could go dig deeper here. It's a bit tricky. It's a bit tricky. Did you guys trade yesterday? So my day was really, I mean, I had such a weird day yesterday. So I left here to go for my driving license application. I have a driving license, but it's foreign. But I don't want to go back and renew it because it's a lot of time. I have to go back to the Netherlands. I have to wait for weeks there. I'm like, you know what, let me try. But the only way to apply for a driving license here is to start all over. So I've got to do exam and stuff like that. So I've got to apply. So yesterday I was like, okay, I'm waiting 2.5 months for a passport verification. They finally managed to get the one department to send it to the other department. So yesterday, finally, they got it. So okay, you can start. Oh my God, it was hilarious. And I was like, okay, where do I go now? Okay, and they sent me in the wrong queue a couple of times, and I was like, and I even checked. And by the time I was done, the payment department was closed, so I have to go back again now. But I am enlisted now to do my computer exam on the 7th of July. So I'm going to get some books. I've got to learn how to drive again. Hey, I mean, I'm sure I'm not doing things correctly by the book after many years of driving, so it's better to really study well. Uh, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Just trade very safely, trade conservatively, especially when you're in a new time when you trade. I also don't trade this time. Normally, I would normally watch, but there's so much going on and it's Friday. I'm like, and I'm very intrigued by ES. For me, ES, what is really important, what I want to see is a body closure below this. Now, the 4 hour is done in, I have to get rid of I'm back. Let me get rid of this message, remove. Yeah, so I got back home and it was about the 10:50 macro. And I was, let me quickly, log online and see what's happening. And I saw that there was like, a lot of time distortion after the open and the 10:50, and I just saw it so clear. But so I got in and I actually framed a 100-point trade. And then a storm started here. My God, it's all on stream. There was hail, there was thunder, and I was so scared at some point. And I said, okay, I'm gonna lower my TP to here because I just want to be out because I get power outages a lot when there's a storm. And guess what? I got out, and a few minutes later, boom, everything went black. I have a UPS, so my internet still keeps running for a while. So I can still finish anything and send some messages. But oh my God, it was so scary. So I was all night without power. But I managed to get a trade and 58 points. I managed to pass an eval within 10 minutes when I got online and boom. But it was just a crazy day. But yeah, everything is back on track now. And did you guys trade New York? Did you manage to get any trades? New York was so, I mean, the whole day, literally New York was bullish, right? And let me double check again because I did not really do a lot in New York. Where was New York? Let me go. Let me go to the 5 minute. Just want to see what happened. I think it was here, right? Yeah. Free market. So it was consolidating literally, and then it really took some time. That happens a lot on NFP week. So that's why I always say I did really well. Normally I don't do well in NFP. Why? Because of impatience in this area, right? Normally it's like, oh my God, it's going here. So at 8 o'clock, and then we have the open. 825, we open up, it looks bullish, it goes lower, it takes out this liquidity again, and then it starts going back up, but it takes time, right? So this is always a hard area because you're still within this range, right? So this is tricky. People are always like, okay, here they think there's bearish. This used to F me up, but this is typically NFP. And then later on, it might make a move. So I got home and I saw the trade because luckily it is, I think, I might have had a losing trade if I would have stayed here and tried to do what I normally do with the free market prep. But because I was late, I didn't have time to overanalyze everything. I saw it was 10:50, the macro was incoming, and I was like, oh my God, look, we're ready to make the move. And I could set myself up very, very nicely. Using the opening range gap, which is not on here, but I lowered my TP. I can't remember the exact things, but it's in the trade. And it started to run within the 10:50 macro, which was pretty awesome. Yeah, and I didn't have time to overanalyze. I just got home, and that was a good thing. And I skipped this whole area because I was too late. So this is typically NFP, guys. It just holds price in a range, spikes up maybe 1 or 2 times, and then it goes back into a range until today. But it has moved. So that's why I thought let's start earlier. I lost New York on an eval. Oh, okay, shit. I think you have to. It's just risk management, traders loss. You know, even though it's you should never lose an eval. I mean, or anything because you're just over leveraging then, right? Yeah. So 2 o'clock here, I can see it already here. It started again consolidating, and then it. Yeah. I mean, this is the same. This is exactly what got me as well with NFP. These areas, just the impatience and just it runs right, and then you have larger areas of and a very small retracement, and then yeah. So literally, it was just this move and this move. Oh, actually, it still ran at 2 o'clock. Hold on, still made a nice move until 2 o'clock. Yeah, okay. Tricky. This was yeah, tricky. Order block nicely. Yeah, but you took liquidity here, right? So you want to be careful with longs after 2. Yeah, it looks very easy. In hindsight, it's always easy. So, but in hindsight, we learn, right? Yeah, it's always, I mean, um, the thing that trading learned me that I was very impatient. I am very impatient and I'm greedy. It's the truth. And then those two things I always have to manage. It you can be not greedy and not be well impatient. I am in life. I think actually the trading helped me waiting yesterday as well. I was like, okay, I have to submit to time. I just have to sit here and I have to just see what happens. Um, but trading brings out a lot of different things that you don't have in real life. It's the truth. Hey, let's look now to price action calls. We are thinking it might go up a little bit more. I think I'm going to go paper trade my first 2 trades here. I like this long. Stop loss right below here. And my TP, hold on. I had it my levels, but I'm talking too much. 274. Let me see if I can fine tune it a little bit. I think it can even go to 300, but I'm going to be conservative today. Okay, I need to see if I'm awake. We don't do good luck here, my friend. We do everything based on logic. There's no luck involved. Oh shit, I can't even leave town maybe today because we've got so many trees have fallen down. Oh my God. You want to see the hill that we had yesterday? Can you see the hill? Let me see what you guys, it was large, those hill things. That was the hill yesterday. I still have to check my car. Look at this hill. Someone put it really large. We might be stopped out on this one, by the way. Let's see. Damn, you really opened my mind up to better. I hope so. I hope so. You know, we talk about it every day on the stream, literally, because it's such a common thing we battle with, right? That's why I'm also I like to show you guys that I'm okay just paper trading my first 2 trades just to see, how am I feeling? Is the market, we might range and go back and forth and not move to the area that we think we want to, it's going, because remember, we're going to get news at 8, it's the news release that we've been waiting for all week. Now, price has been moving quite nicely though. So let's go over some scenarios. Let's think. It's Friday, right? So we literally went all the way into the weekly range and we gave back the whole weekly range. So that's bearish, right? So we had we opened up, we went to a high and we literally gave back all the. So if we get we could blast through the low again, create a new low, and maybe we get a TGIF, possible. That's one scenario. So maybe London might consolidate a little bit, go maybe retest some OTE levels of this range, for example, right? Maybe even the whole range here. Let me see what that whole range is. Okay, we already hit 705 and we went lower. Okay. Well, if we go over this level, if we go for this liquidity, then I guess it's back higher. So let's see. But if not, let's see if we respect these levels here. 0.5 is here. 326. Ooh, I like 326 as well. Yeah, sure. Let me just switch off the sound and plug this in. So I marked this area, right, between, it's the macro, 150. So what did the macro do? I did not post because I can see it with my bare eyes here. We went to 50%. At some point you get used to these levels. So I was looking, okay, what did we do in the macro? We sort of went higher and then we retraced here to 0.5. And also I think this is a bullish order block. So I was expecting this to hold up and go higher. Because on the higher time frame, we still haven't gone to premium. So that was my analysis. So just so a little bit of discount here going back up. But like I said, we could be stopped out because it might want to dig a little bit deeper here or go into consolidation, right? But it could have, you know. So I was using a bullish order block in combination with discount, and that we still are, that we just use this time, this macro as a retracement. So I think we're still safe, but there is a possibility that we might be stopped up. But then, hey, we try again. If it's really weak, if it doesn't want to go higher anymore and it starts dropping, then it's going to be very bearish, right? I mean, that's a possibility too. Then it doesn't want to even go here into this fair value again. And that's for Intel. So that's why I always like to paper trade. If this fails, it tells me, if we start going lower than those OTE levels, you know, right? You know. Either it maybe wants to make another dealing range and then it could spike up again, but it just tells you it really doesn't want any go. It doesn't want to. It tells you on the 1 hour it's bearish. And for me on ES, the 4 hour, this is a very important one. I want to see how the bodies are going to close in this area here. Now, that doesn't mean that we're bullish. It just means that maybe it wants to dig a little bit deeper, higher again in this fair value gap, right? Or inversion. So actually I'm still neutral. So Jana, it's NQ, but I trade MNQ. So even though if I trade right now, I trade MNQ, but I always chart on NQ. Always. I don't deviate from that. I know there's differences sometimes, but I still follow NQ. Is the trade clear, trader slots? Oh yeah, I think so, right? Yeah. I still like 30,300. I don't know if we're gonna get there now. I still like it, to be honest. 30,300. I might raise my TP, but I think it might take a while before we can get there if we go higher. Yeah, so what I want to do with my trade is 30,300. I think I might even, let me see, what time is it? 1:30. I really like it. I think I'm going to add one micro. I mean, come on, you can do it. I'm just going to add one micro. I'm a little bit late, but I'm going to do it. One micro. I think we're good to go. If not, it's one micro. Yeah, I'm gonna leave my TP here. This is conservative, but I think we could go all the way up here. I mean, look at the stop loss. My stop loss is still good. I mean, I'm almost entered the same position of this one here. I'm okay to be stopped out. I'm fully okay for these 20 points. It's just one micro I put on. The only thing is I might lower my we could go back in here. How many points is that? Still too archaic. I'm gonna leave it like this. Yeah, I'm gonna change it a little bit, give it some room to breathe. Still too on. We could, yeah, I think we're going to be in choppy time, I think. So it might, again, reject here, go lower again, even maybe even here, but I don't like it if it goes there. I don't know if I should if I just should wait a little bit longer before, let's see what it wants to do. I just don't want to be chopped up. Like, see if it rejects here again, it goes lower. It might take some time before it really moves, right? Okay, I like it. Let's see. Let's see if I can really dig a little bit higher. Um, see, we have this gap here. Hey King, how are you doing? Hi Lucky Mon. How are you guys doing? Yeah, happy Friday. Isn't it crazy how fast time goes? I can remember last week I was already, because I know every Friday, Thursday I have to put on the weekly ranges. And yesterday I was like, oh my God, it's Thursday already. And today I'm like, oh my God, it's the end of the week already. It's crazy. It's just crazy. I just like, what happened? The week went so fast. But yeah, it's happy Friday already. I hope everyone had a good week. Not too bad, or at least, be green or break even. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course we're gonna find you a poll. Of course we are. Yes. Thank you for reminding me, King. It's still early. See, I need more coffee. How can I frame it? Because we are very early. Let's do for the next hour, bullish or bearish, because I think people might have. So for me personally, I'm still overall, I think bearish, but I think we're gonna go higher first to go lower, but it could also. So I'm gonna do just 1 hour from here. So up to it's one. Let's do up to London Open, bullish or bearish. Um, Up to London Open, which is 3 a.m. Eastern. So now it's 1:45. So 1 hour and 15 minutes up to London Open. Three bullish or bearish or accumulation. I have to add it. Bullish, bearish, accumulation. Here we go, guys. Lucky Mon, oh, you blew your account yesterday? Yeah, well, guys, this one I always say, NFP Thursdays are always were my if I look back on my I don't have any stats on because I stopped doing it because at some point I knew I saw it and I was like, okay, I'm done because I don't like to look at numbers. I do like to look at my visuals, but it was shocking to me how many times most of my evals, my funded, it was all blown in the first week of the trading week. So let's say NFP week, and then if I would zoom in on the day, my worst day was Thursdays. Now, it doesn't mean that every Thursday NFP week is horrible, but if you look at your stats and overall, like say 80% of the time of that week that was my worst day, I was like, okay, you know what? I have to be aware of that. Because if you're impatient, I think they feed on the impatient, like a lot of more consolidation and then one move and then they stop again, they consolidate very quickly after one move, right? So that's how they, and then you anticipate the continuation and then it goes back and goes, and you keep pushing the button and that's where you start, tilting. It's like, I was lucky that I got home late yesterday and I got, it was the 10:15 macro and I was looking and like, oh my God, it's going to go up. And I'm like, really? And I didn't have time to overanalyze because I just got home and I was like, oh, it has been accumulating. And I saw it very clearly and I just got in and I aimed for 100 points at first, but then the storm started and I was like, hey, power outage is coming, better get out quickly. And so I lowered my TP to 58 points. Even though power goes out, I still have like a battery for, I'm attached to a UPS. So the internet will keep running, but obviously my laptop and everything will die at some point. So but I was like, okay, I got very nervous. It was very scary as well. It was hail, it was thunder. And I was like, one of my cats was not in. I could see that. And I got out at 58 points, and a few minutes later, boom, everything went out. So because I didn't have time to look into that opening range, it was really literally from 9:30. It was kept in a range, and I could see that afterwards. Like, I see that I would also, it would drive me nuts. But I was lucky. So yeah. So always NFP week just keep stats. For me, like I said, I did pass that eval because I don't touch my funded account unless I really start to see, oh, I'm doing well. Maybe I get more patient. Maybe I'm growing as a trader and I can recognize it and stay out. Then I might start trading my sim funded and my live account again on Thursday. But I had to take it out just to not lose accounts anymore. It was Thursday NFP week. And sometimes Wednesday, but most of it was just Thursday. It was my worst day. And if you go back and look in the charts, see how now in hindsight it doesn't always, it's not easy to see it, but just try to keep on stats because I can hear it a lot of you guys had lost eval, and I'm like, yeah, it's I would, it's by design because today will be the big news driver. But it didn't move that bad technically. But if you, again, I do want to point out the difference on MNQ and ES, which also is an indication of manipulation and things are not doing. Look, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the daily on NQ is bullish, ended bullish, and on sorry, other way around, ES bullish day here, and NQ bearish. So that will tell you already that price had to be tough and manipulative and not easy to trade. It's always it's when there's a disconnect, it's for a reason. I think it's manual override or something. I just don't know for sure. I just know if I see it, I know, okay, I have to be aware. Sometimes you just don't know what's behind the scenes going on, but just because of your journaling and your stats, you just have to sort of like, take it as it is and hope you figure it out along the way. But sometimes I'm just like, okay, well, so I'm happy that I didn't trade much, but you see here how tricky it is, right? I mean, it's a totally different, it looks totally different. Yeah, everything comes down to but it's just, it's not only discipline, it's just also because just discipline is not the answer because the markets, like we say, is more biology as well. And once you get into that fight flight status, you can be disciplined in life, but then the trading, your brain, you can't go to that logical side of your brain anymore. So you think you can be disciplined, but you are. But once you sort of like get into tilt or something, you really have to disconnect and then come back because it's the markets are designed for us not to make money. So it's all built around fear and greed. See, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm stopped out here. And once you're so sick of losing, you know you have to change something. You will, but you have to be so sick of losing evals. But we all have to have that breaking point. It's true. You have to be so sick of it. Like, oh my God, why did I do it again? I need to change something. And at some point you realize just thinking about, oh, I have to be more disciplined, it's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. And then again, okay, what do I need to do? So for me, it was becoming very rule-based, having very strict rules, if-then statements for my models, and stick to them, and also be able to not let trades go without you. If you don't see it, you don't touch it. I don't touch it. And sometimes I miss trades. But then again, the next trade I catch, and it's still not, well, you've seen it, guys. My trades are average over 100 now. Yesterday was 58 points. I mean, that was, and I was like, just because of the storm. Otherwise, I would have had more. But I missed that London move to the downside. Okay. I was hesitating. I was analyzing too much. Happens. I missed a trade. Sitting on your hands. Well, well done, King. Well done. How did it make you feel? Are you proud of? Or just by doing that is such a win. Just being able to. I couldn't do that for a long time. Just sitting on my hands. I was like, okay, it's just, it's just really forcing yourself not to do is already such a big win. And being okay with it. And did you watch the market? Well, you said sitting on your hands. Just watching the market and not just saying I'm not going to anticipate, I'm going to be careful, that is such a win. You really are rewiring your brain already. I wish I was able to sit on my hands really and not anticipating much sooner than I did. um I think I really started doing it more just before I started the YouTube stream, in all fairness. I was already, profitable, but it could have been much better. But I think the real patient came just before I actually started streaming. So it isn't that long. Just being honest. I recognize all what you guys say. Yes, it is. And King, if you sit on your hands and tape read, you learn so much more. You are seeing the moment you are in a trade, your brain is not picking up, is not seeing exactly all the things that you're just very focused on the trade and on the outcome, right? Because it's how our brain works. But if you just tape read, the magic is in the tape reading and journaling it. You start really seeing connections and you start, okay, oh, that is something that I used to trade. Let me refine. Oh, I see something new now. And you really see, oh, I would have gotten in here. Oh, look what would have happened. And you're going to see these things. And it's like almost magic. It's I don't know. I can't explain it, guys, but that's why I keep on hammering on the journaling. Um, oh, I'm stopped out. Yeah. Oh, hello. Oh, hello, my love. Want to sit with me? Come on. Gigi, wanna come? Come on, puppy. Oh, my little beautiful puppy. Yes, sir. Come on. Wanna come? Oh, hello. He's my little monster. He's my little girl. Oh, you want to ruin my setup again? No, 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 no. No. Okay. Okay, Gigi, go. Go, go, go. Go find your spot. Go find your spot. My friends took heavy losses. Yeah, it's NFP Thursday. I'm not surprised. I mean, it is NFP Thursday, guys, is the most tricky. Is a very tricky day. Take it out of your equation and tell me in a few months how much better you're doing. NFP Thursday, I keep saying it. You guys don't need to have stats on it. I already did it for you guys. Why? Because of, so normally what happens is because of the news driver today, they create a range and they most likely will use those ranges for the news So that's why I'm still not. I find ES very sus. I still I'm overall bearish if I look at the market, but I'm like, is that wick on ES going to go all the way to that high? And just I don't know. I'm just a little bit. I'm like, I need to see it really move away. Did we close at 2 o'clock? Oh, we're almost closing. Okay, let's see. It's going to be interesting here. What we're going to do here on ES. Let's go to the 1 minute, 1:15. Oh, my poo-poo, what are you doing? My poor cat. So the cat that wasn't in the house, I think she was in the other area, and I think the hill scared her, and she ran off, and she came back home, and she was soaked. She was hiding somewhere, and she was so afraid of the hill. Okay, I'm gonna watch now if we are what prices do if we're gonna spike up again, or are we going to give up and go lower? I used to be better in shorting than longing for a while. I don't feel that way anymore. Yeah, so guys, just keep him, just go, just remember, just okay, you know what, NFP, I'm just gonna paper trade and watch all the other people that are trading. You'll see a lot on Thursday with the same thing, and then you're being okay, you know what? I'm happy that I did not trade. And you might miss one or two trades, but then if you look at it over a couple of months, you'll see how many trades you would not have lost or you days. Just keep track of it and just start watching it. And I mean, for me, it was a game is where the game changing started really. Um, uh, I still like 30,300, but let me just, I don't know. Hey, Murat, how are you doing? I feel like that too. I need to short every pop. No, you don't. Yeah, trying just to wait for let the market just show its hand. You will see, guys, and especially after news today. I need to go back to town again, but I'm more than I hope I'm back on time so I can really relax because I love. Um, well, Fridays can still be tricky after the news, though. Yes, we be patient. And if it runs, it runs. We don't care. I don't. We have JOMO, right? We do JOMO here. The joy of missing out. Why? Because it will give us a better trade. It gives us intel. Now, one can't argue the bearishness, right? If you see this, it looks very bearish. Simple. I can still see a move up and then lower. Pam, pam, pam. 27, 22. Or maybe not. Maybe we should go bearish. Okay, let me see the poll. Bullish 70%. Bearish 30. No one, I think, accumulation will occur. If we break this, it's hard to stay bullish though. Let's see. It looks pretty weak though, right? Don't you guys think? It looks a little bit weak. You look weak. It looks weak. Weak, weak, weak. I'm starting my weekend early today. I'm only trading on a demo account today. Yes. I took a small. NFP week only evals or demo. Yes, but I just took a little loss on a micro because I thought it might move up to 300-ish before moving down. But yeah, technically it's a good thing to just demo or maybe just max an eval on NFP, and especially on Thursday. And there's news coming at 8:30, so maybe after news when everything has been released and everything's fine. And then I might consider today funded or um, you know, but then again, it's Friday again, so technically I know a lot of traders that don't even trade on NFP week. They just skip the week, they just watch and they just, they make their money in week 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's see. If it wants to pop back up. If it wants to pop back up, I'm going to trade again back to 300. But I want to see confirmation. It's 2 o'clock. Let's see. I still think 300 is a nice area for a short from there. But let's see what it wants to do. If it really wants to go bearish, then we'll have our confirmation soon. So within the macro here, we made a low. We didn't take out, we created equal lows, right? So we're going to attack this later. But definitely, we're above 2 o'clock. Let's see. I still like 300 area. Mm, do you want to push up or not? What do you want to do? Stone. I need a little bit more confirmation because it looks a little bit bearish, but I still, let's see if it wants to pop back up. I want a body closure over 183. 183. 183. See. Structure. It's funny because I'm starting early now. I'm like, oh my God, now the sun's coming in. Yeah, I still like 300. I'm thinking of um, anticipating this trade. I'm going to do a paper trade only again because I already lost on my eval. But if it goes there, it's fine. Then I know my analysis is correct. I'm still going to go for this level here. I still like it. That means retesting. If I've stopped out, I know I'm wrong. It's too weak. It could be too weak, but I should have waited actually until quarter past, but it's okay. 274. I'm going to lower my TP a little bit to here. Yeah, this is it. This is going to be the trade. Yeah, so we're just going to dig in here and then I'm going to reassess again. Because I see the weakness. I'm still bearish overall, but I do think we want to go a little bit higher. It could go a little bit higher, but this will be my safe trade if we even get there. But it looks like it wants to grab a little bit higher. Yeah, if it does go higher, I think it might go even higher than this, but this will be my conservative exit. So let's expect. Let's see how it reacts to the black line. If it wants to, if it goes down from it again, I will exit very quickly. So on the 15-minute, you can clearly see we're accumulating again, right? We are just going back and forth, creating liquidity on both sides, high and low. So this is actually an area you don't want to really be too active in. Wait until it goes to one area and protect. But this looks like bullish. Once this pops again, this looks very bullish to me again, to be honest. But if it goes to the upside, doesn't look bearish at all. If we go over this. Or we go lower and then we use this later on. Could be. Yeah, we're definitely not. We need to get over this fair value gap here. Make markets one. You are making it hard to go over here. This one is giving it. If we go below this low, I mean, then it's just gonna go dropping, I think. Then it's just, you can, I think you can switch to a short. Deepak, what are you saying? I have no idea what you're saying. Mostly you trading in demo trades. No, that's not true. And if you stop spamming the chat, or I'll ban you. You're already making a stupid comment. Um, What was the setup for the long? Because I think we could go a little bit higher before we can go lower. But looking at this now, I could see us reaccumulating to go lower. But look at this whole range that we formed, right? But for one, look at those highs here. That's one. Now, technically, you never have to, sometimes you don't have to go to 50% to go lower. If it's really weak, it doesn't go there. But we even haven't gone to 38%. But I can see us being held down by from bearish order blocks. But I'm sort of thinking, I had a few confluence at 300. So for me, like the accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So that is my thought process, going to premium, manipulation, and then continuing to that. But it doesn't have to do that. It could already be so bearish that it's just going to continue. And that's why for the question about why am I demo trading, do I really have to go into it? I just feel such a, so tiring, to be honest. No, I'm not going to even address it anymore. I go over it very thoroughly, guys. I think it's very clear to me, to you, why I demo trade and when I not. So price is telling me to stay out now. Why? I'm looking at this and I'm looking at, okay, what's happening here, right? If we do go lower, I think we might go lower first before going back up a little bit, if we go back up. But we're creating liquidity, right? It's definitely one of the two areas is going to be revisited. I'm not interested in a short right now. I'm interested in a short from 300 or when we go up above this liquidity. So for me, it's going to be a waiting game. Like I said, ES is a little bit sus to me. Why? Again, we did not close. We had no body closure on the 4 hour below this below this order block. Oh, actually, we did. Hold on. We did this order block here. We did. Yes. We did. This one did. Yeah, it's at 2 o'clock. It did. But I would like to see this go into here. So I'm sort of waiting for ES to make this move into this, just take out this liquidity here and then make its move. So I'm not comfortable in a short until ES has done that. Just go into here and then, but it could go lower first and then go here. It's all good. Company Menka, how are you doing today? How's it going? And remember, guys, there's news today, so it's going to be, there was quite a large move in Asia again, so I have low expectations. Hey, Five Handles, how are you doing? And also, I need to go back to that bloody driving license thing to pay. I have to drive all the way out there again. So, um, how to connect NinjaTrader to Rhythmic? No, I don't. I don't have NinjaTrader. Um, does NinjaTrader not give you Don't they have instructions for that? They should have instructions, don't they? Okay, price looks very weak now. I would not be interested in short anytime soon now. Definitely not. Not looking for any longs. Sorry, I said shorts. No, no. Hold on. I wouldn't look for any longs now. Only shorts. Yeah. See, I need more coffee. Um, I'm not interested in any. It's just so slow. I just don't like the way how it's moving. 72, 27. Is it going to go all the way down now to 29, 960-ish? 29, 9. That's quite a move to the downside. Are we going to get really nice move to the downside? That means Asia low. Asia low, and then all the way to 29, 960-ish. I like that. 29, 960. I'm gonna look at the 4 hour. Yeah, this looks very weak, right? I mean, yeah, you cannot you cannot argue this, but 29, 960. This is a larger wick on the 4 hour, but I just don't know if you're gonna. So midpoint is here. So the end dog. Yeah, I think the event horizon of the end dog is 30,000, 3,500. Let's see how price behaves at 50% here. Hey, Mr. Chaos, how are you? It's 2:23 almost. Bull, accumulation 90. Okay, so now we have bullish 50%, bearish 31%, accumulation 90%. Let's see what 230 is going to give us. I think around 230 we should be around. If we are below the 50%, I think that will be very bearish. But let's see if we are, if we hang around 230 around this area. Oh, what is that, Poo? Or is there a plan? Good thing. What's the plan? Well, the plan for now is just watching on my end. I want a little bit more higher to go lower, but it's sort of dripping. But on the other hand, if I'm looking at it looks very weak on NQ. I mean, we cannot deny the weakness, right? I mean, it's sort of like so I'm sort of like looking for a pullback to the upside to go lower, because we have not gone into any sort of this premium here. But then again, we could accumulate, go lower. It doesn't have to always, right? Because it could be held down by an order block. Sometimes it doesn't go to those levels. But on the other end, I can still, on the higher time frame here, I could see it still go up and wick, just a wick, and then go back lower. So AMD. But not much. It's just more of that, just a little bit of a tag before it really moves down. There's news at 8:30, so it could just accumulate. We could have all day like this a little bit until the news driver. Yeah, I still don't like. Look, I just don't like ES. I mean, I like ES in the sense of like, yeah, is it really ready to move all the way down, or are you gonna go one more wick? How many points on ES is this? And Chaos, I don't know if you've noticed yesterday that if you look at the daily, the difference between ES and NQ, I don't know if you saw that. ES has a bullish daily candle and NQ a bearish. So I just don't know if we're done in this area. I just don't know. I'm a little bit. How many points? 76, just to wick it out. Just a wick. Wick is enough. Yeah, I mean, it tells you to be cautious. Okay, let's see. I still like 30,300. I still like it. 2 o'clock. Is this my, should this be my area of entrance? It's just a little spike up to go lower. Let's see. I'm not going to anticipate yet. I already had a losing trade on paper and on my micro today. I actually didn't follow my rules. The micro was actually, I did not trade 2 paper trades. I entered actually already on my micro before I did my 2 paper trades. So I always get punished. I always, guys. There is no exception to the rule. You see it again. It's very small. Listen, Mr. Chaos, you were late just now, but I was saying that I got back home before the 10:50 macro. I opened my account and I thought, okay, let me quickly do And I saw a move, and I was actually aiming for a 100-point move, but then the storm started. It was really, it was ridiculous. We had hail. We had like hail as big as tennis balls. I still have to check my car. I'm afraid to even, I didn't park it inside because I was in a hurry to get to the charts. And I was sitting here, I opened up the charts, and then the storm started, and I was like, oh my God. But I saw, because everything is NFP Thursday, a lot of times there's a long time consolidation. So I missed the whole 9:30 bullshit, which was a good thing. So I wasn't over analyzing. I wasn't, and I saw that trade. I was literally, I saw it. I'm like, oh, oh shit, we're gonna move now. I aimed for 50% of the opening range gap, but then the storm started. What happens with storm here? We get power outage. And I said, okay, I'm gonna lower my TP because I'm afraid to stay in. I got out, and a few minutes later, boom, power outage. But I managed to get 58 points past that eval, and I was out, and I was like, and then I was in the dark for the rest of the evening. Ugh. But it was because I couldn't overanalyze. I was just I just skipped that whole. So I think on NFP Thursday, I might not even open up my charts until the after 10:30. Maybe that's the trick for me to do. I don't know. Because it's most of the times, if I go back in my charts, I don't know if you guys, if you can relate to that. Most of the losing trades on that day, if you go back, is in the beginning at 9:30 until we usually try to trade around 10 o'clock, right? But I think it's that first hour that f's us up for some reason. I think it was also my trading in the morning, every time in the early morning, that I made me lose my accounts, my fundeds, trading NFP Thursday very early in New York session. I have to go. I'm going to go back into my stats to see if that is. I just bent the whole day for a while, but now it was like, oh, it's so clean. Look at that. We've been accumulating. Ooh, I see it now. So maybe I think it does it a lot. Accumulate very early pre-market, and it keeps doing it during the open. And you're already so tired because you know it goes back and forth, and you think the move is coming. Um. And I mean, I had a really weird day yesterday, but I wasn't tired. I was happy to finally see the charts again. But I think maybe, yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people had issues. Yeah, I mean, we went over a lot of people had like, that traded, or they had friends. But I'm just like, yeah, for me, NFP Thursday is always bad. Was always, most of the times. I lost most of my accounts on this day. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. What time did you trade it? Was it is it straight after the open, or was it, well, we can have a look on ES. Let's see how it ran. I'm curious to see. There was just literally a consolidated, like, pre-market, and then it continued to stay in that opening range for a long time, and it didn't move out of that range, I think, until the 10:15 macro, which was exactly the time I sat down. So I wasn't exhausted by the bloody back and forth price action, which probably would have exhausted me as well and get me annoyed. I can see it already. Oh no, here, that's not it. That is not it. Where am I? Look at I'm just looking at the 15, guys. Does this look normal to you guys for a continuation to the downside on ES? I, I, I can't, I am short bias, but I just cannot. This whole ES setup is just too weird to me to really. Okay, now where is this bloody? Oh, here you go. Yeah. Yeah, look at the wicks on the 15-minute as well. So 9 o'clock. So 8:30, news driver, right? Bullish. We went back into the open. We took out this little gap here, and then we started going higher. Yeah, it's very tricky. Yeah, this is typical. A lot of wicking, and then here you got your at 10 o'clock. One more time all the way to the low, and then higher. It looks easy in hindsight, right? You look like, oh my, it's bullish. Can you see it? It's bullish. Yeah, it looks bullish. But these wicks are very treacherous. One leg up and then boom, all the way. If you enter somewhere halfway, you're taken out again. Boom. In hindsight, it looks easy. Yeah, of course, look, market maker model, upside, but you see this? Boom, boom. And then here, these are nasty when you're in it. Doji, you think it's going up and then you get taken out by this one here. This is I think literally this is almost the Judas. It's a late Judas at 10 o'clock, boom. I think with NFP, everything is a little bit later. It sort of like feels to me like the Judas always everything, like my models, if I have models that work, the models that I use in pre-market, they work after open. Levels that I look for after around 11 o'clock, so let's say where the market normally ends, they tend to hit those levels on NFP 12 o'clock, maybe even 1 o'clock. Everything is sort of like delayed and it's just held up or something. Yeah. So I guess that's why I was lucky. Maybe I'm gonna do that, guys. Don't look at the charts NFP at before 10:30 and then go for the 10:50 macro. Maybe we're on to something here. Now, can we trust this spike up again, or is it just a small spike to go back lower? So important is 2 o'clock now to see if we can get over it. Yeah, obviously there's going to be more news driven after the news, but I think we could still have a move to the upside maybe. Yeah. This whole ES thing, I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, something is so off with this one. Look, I'm looking at this fair value gap. We are still at the 50%. The bodies are still above 50. Let's have a look if NQ can, ES can go below 50%. Get a body closure. Well, we don't even have to look at the block. We can just use the event horizon. That's good enough. So I'll take it off. But yeah, I mean, let's see if ES wants to go lower. I mean, it's now on the 4 hour, it could go lower, go into this level, and then boom, spike up. So on the higher time frame, you might have a wick later on. So that could be a little bit treacherous. But what if this only going to wick? We create another wick here and we go higher again. I don't know. I'm just I don't trust this whole ES thing to really be ready to. I'm talking about the real sell-off. I'm talking about the 2,000 point move to the downside. The low resistance liquidity that just goes through everything. Water flows. Hey, how are you doing? Well, I'm just sort of like, going over ES. Like I said earlier, ES had a bullish candle on the daily yesterday, while NQ had a bearish candle. Now, we can't deny the bearishness, but how much manipulation have we had last few months, right? So everybody's going to think bearish now, but okay, let me think. If we don't extend the weekly range to the downside before the news, I do think that we could maybe the news driver could take out these highs again. And then maybe it's time for that low, for the real move coming. But if we do start going lower now and extend the weekly range during London pre-market, I think then we just have to really be bearish. Now, NQ looks very bearish to me, and I'm only interested in a high here to go lower again. It's like a manipulation move, right? But then, so we're at 50% of the wick now. So let's see. I mean, look, this is not. It really needs to break this area to be bearish, in my opinion. So remember this the end walk. We have not. This one is still literally. We don't want any wicks. We want bodies in this area. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky for me. I mean, I'm like, okay. The shorts are really, you need to get shorts at the top and really have good areas and then ride it down to certain levels and then just reassess. It's not like the low resistance liquidity runs. You get in and you sit back and it just runs for a couple of hours to the downside. Well, it actually did. I mean, it does run a couple of hours, obviously, but I mean, really cutting through through larger ranges. That's what I mean, actually. For me, NQ is bull. Yeah, I mean, oh, for you, NQ is bullish. Okay, yeah, because of the fair value gap, and also the same structure here. I get it, but it. Okay, let's see. What time? It's already 2:42. We're at 50% of the wick. Order block. I think we're going to get a nice spike up, actually, guys. I'm very interested, actually, in a little move to the upside. Let me quickly go to the bathroom. Well, in all fairness, if you have gone through the weekly range all the way back to 10%, it's technically not really bullish. If you look at the daily, I mean, we're going lower. We are in a distribution to the downside, but I can see us stop somewhere in this wick and then, But this is not really a bullish structure, but I can see bullishness to the upside, but this is not really bullish. We're definitely distributing to the downside. We went through this whole week. But it might be interesting to see if we are going to stop here somewhere and then maybe accumulate again. We do have a gap here, but yeah, I mean, I would not call this bullish structure, in all fairness. But yeah, this is confusing me. ES is confusing me. So I'm thinking NFP might be a manipulation wick to the upside, taking these highs and then continuing lower. MQ might drip lower now, create new weekly lows. And then also same thing, manipulation move to the upside, taking all these highs it's leaving behind. Is one scenario. But I would love to see a spike up now. For the macro, 250 macro. Can we open the curtains? We can let in the light. We let in the light. Here we go. And it's so weird, guys. I just realized I walked away, and I was actually in my mind thinking, oh, let me quickly go to the bathroom before the macro starts. And I just really realized I walked up without saying it, but I was thinking it, and I just like, oh, I should have said it, but yeah, I did not. So I was like, oh. So I can't stream too long because I have to go back to the licensing department to pay, because by the time we were done, the payment thing was closed. So I have to drive back all the way. It's like an hour drive. I have to drive to the town. So I don't live in a normal, I live in a very small town. We don't have anything. We have a supermarket and a cafe that's called FOMO. Can you believe it? I've got a cafe that's called FOMO, where we hang out a lot. And we've got a few we've got some nice restaurants, and but we don't have anything here in this little town. I even have to go out of town for gasoline. But yeah, I have to drive back again because I wasn't done all day. But yeah, it's how things go here. It's actually not too bad still, but yeah, things take time. Some things are really well organized here, but some things are just, you have to so Lucky Mon, yeah, no, I have pre-market prep. I really want to be back in time for pre-market prep. And then I say it all the time, if Friday is nice, I maybe might do a normal stream, but a lot of times I just fall asleep. But because of the power outage yesterday, I went to bed. At some point, it's like, yeah, I don't have any internet. Let me just go to bed. And I fell asleep. So I feel very, very energized today. So who knows? But there is tennis. I might not do it. I might want to watch the Grand Slam. But yeah, the pre-market prep, I'll for sure, I do that. But then we have a news driver. I would prefer to be done again either just after the news, or maybe max opening range, or it is after 10, just after 10 o'clock. But Friday, guys, don't want, I mean, it's Friday. In all fair, the market moved quite a bit in Asia again. How big was the move? When Friday is just not, you know, you also just really just keep an open mind that if the week's objective has been met, and meaning, if they're done with what they want to do, they could just range back, and you just don't want to be in that. So if you sort of like, yeah, you know, it's just, so if specific higher time frame PD raise has been hit, for example, and like say we make a TGIF, it goes back into the range, and it goes back into, well, in this case, it will be, well, yeah, back to 20-30%. You don't want to stick around too much, because it just, it's already done. That's why I always have those weekly ranges on my chart to see where are we at in the weekly range, right? Now, because we're entering to the lows again, it looks like we might make another low, which will give us the opportunity for TGF. But it could also start dumping and just go, and just, it doesn't even, you know, has no interest of going back into the range. Obviously, then you want to take a short. But the moment we make a new low and it goes back into the range after 10, after open, if it doesn't make a new low, you know, if it makes a new low, it could go, it gives you another opportunity. But if it starts just ranging between 20 and 30%, just, you know, just close your chart, go touch grass, or whatever you do, hang out with family, friends, loved ones, forget about it. Who is they? Friday again. Isn't it crazy, G4? I just said it feels to me like a Friday again. I'm like, what? I just said, literally, I feel like a day ago. Hey guys, happy Friday. We're at the end of the week. If they, who am I talking about? If they, I think I'm just talking about the market in general. If the market, or if the price action has reached its weekly objective, they will just be range bounding in a certain area. And that mainly is in the TGIF level, 20, 30, 40%, sometimes 50%. But you will see it. You can, that's why, you know, you'll see it start ranging. But you have to keep an eye on what's happening, right? Are we making a new low? And are we going back into the range after making that new weekly low? And then you know. So yeah, you just close your, just don't look anymore. It's done. The week is done. They're just gonna, you know, not do much. Now, TGRF probably won't happen today, before pre-market, because we still have the news driver, right? The 8:30 news, which is the NFP news we're waiting for all week. So what you look for is, okay, what, where has the market created liquidity? It most likely will attack that liquidity. So for example, if we don't take out these highs, Asia high stays intact, you already know, you know, the news driver might bring it up, take out these Asia highs, right? So if it keeps dripping down, look, every time we're creating liquidity up, down, it's doing it all the time, and it's clearly telling us it's moving downwards now. But, and if it keeps doing that, you know, okay, you know what, it's leaving those levels maybe for later on. Okay, we're in the macro. Let's see. I guess I was, they were probably the market, just the general market. Okay, let's see if ES wants to really stick around. I'm gonna go to the 1 hourly chart. Yeah, I think I'm not interested in touching it anymore. I'll just wait this macro and then have a little bit of watch a little bit, and then I have to go back to that town and make sure I'm on time to pay. I've got to do a driving exam again, guys. So I have to study the rules. I'm probably not following many rules, I guess. I think I'm a good driver though, but everybody thinks they're a good driver. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm still interested in 30,300, but I don't know if we're gonna get it in the pre-market or in London pre-market. $254. We're in the macros. It looks bullish, so it might start running. Who's in the long? I get the feeling market and specific Bitcoin sell-off is due to cash positioning for SpaceX IPO. Retail traders have unprecedented access to swap. Okay, yeah, but I think it will correct itself. I mean, I don't think ICT says it's going to go to zero in Bitcoin. Well, how is it doing now, by the way? I don't think so, but I could be totally wrong. Who am I? I don't know anything actually. But how is Bitcoin doing? How's XRP doing? Everything crashed a little bit. I saw something, but I'm a long term. I have it since 2018, so I don't really care. Well, I do care if it goes to zero, by the way. No doubt about that. But yeah, it looks pretty ugly. Well, a good time to stock up. If you still believe in it, it's a good time to get in, I guess. I see you didn't do what? What did I not do? Are you talking to me? Is it something I CES, the bodies are not going below that 50% level. Um, so you see, we are within Asia range. We're not taking out Asia high, Asia low. We're just hanging in between. So very typical. No, the chat. I'm a long time believer in the Bitcoin. Agree time to yeah. I mean, I all the institutions are literally implementing things behind the scenes. I think I want to take another. I'm just paper trading for now, guys. I'm not going to trade anything because I need to go. But I still think with 0.5 here, we're not going higher. I think it might go for Asia high or just do nothing. But we are below 2 o'clock. We are below midnight. Let me just check. I'm still overall bearish, but I think one more spike up before you go down. But what is news going to do? No idea. You bought Bitcoin with all my savings. Yeah. Mr. I think what you mean, I don't think you have no. Yeah, I think he really, I mean, he's so against it, and I don't know why, but I wonder what he's going to do when it doesn't go to zero. If he would make up something to, um, okay, three almost open, guys. Okay, London, bullish, bearish, accumulate. Okay, I guess it was accumulation, right? London. We did move a little bit to the downside though. It's accumulating to the downside. So I guess bearish and accumulate. So most of us were bullish, like I was as well, but you're okay, into my schooling. I'm a German guy. My English is not the best if there was something wrong. We forgive you, Mr. Carroll. I think your English is fine. Um, okay, 3 o'clock. Okay, took out those equal low. Let's see if it wants to pop up or just go lower. ES is going lower. You don't want to be caught in a short and then it spikes back up. It's, I just don't like how it's moving. I can see it go low and then spike up suddenly or something like that. So I don't feel any FOMO, guys. I don't know about you, but news today. Um, we have a 15-minute devil's mark below us, so we might head towards that into that larger 15-minute wick. So could be. Okay, now ES is lower as well. Yeah, we love NQ. We love NQ. See, these spikes, if you enter, if you don't have a, I think if you have a good entry here, you're fine for all these back and forth things, but I just don't know how much it's going to spike up. You see that wicking back and forth? This is not too bad. Okay, these are just 20-point candles. Is anyone in a short or a long? I'm not too sure about this. I mean, I don't think it's a beautiful sell in the sense of how we like to see a sell. I don't like this price action with this wicking. It could easily spike back up again. You don't want to see a sell like, you want to see like large distribution candles away from consolidation, not in a wick. For me, this is not, I don't consider this a beautiful sell because like I said, I can see it spike back up anytime. It's a beautiful sell from here, but from here, it's just for me, no touch, no, it's a no touchy zone. Why? Look at this. This is all bullish. This could be holding up the price in a bullish way. So for me, I would either trade it into this area and then again just reassess. So this has no interest to me until it's done showing me what it wants to do. But this could easily spike price back up again, in my opinion. And like a news driver could easily bring price down below this area, but normal price action will have trouble going lower in this area. So that's why I'm looking at ES. It could go low, but it takes time. It's just back and forth, back and forth. So same here. If I would have been able to catch the short in Asia, I don't trade Asia. I would have only traded up to here. Bullish order block. And I would just watch how we behave in these bullish order blocks. Oh, I'm a little bit hungry. Oh shit. I will be very careful with the guys. Be careful with short. It might run, but it could easily spike up large spikes before it makes a move to the downside. It's NFP week. Be careful. There's nothing logical. The NFP week is it's manual override. It's London is open. So who do they want to F over now? Who has been making money? There's a 15-minute devil's mark close by. I think they want to grab that here. 85-ish. Okay, the devil's mark. Let's see if it wants to blast through it or not. 313 macro's done. Where's my phone? Oh.
Tommy, you mentioned something the other day that you possibly may be looking at moving into another flat, or looking for another flat. So now if you found something or if you're still interested, if you are not sure, because we're moving out of our flat, lovely little flat that we're painting, which is up there in the balance street. Also like nice security and security down the security gate and there's a little flat in people's yards. So, but it's very quiet and really nice. So yeah, if you're interested, reach out and I'll forward you his number or his last number and you can have a chat with him. So it's actually very nice to look like it's a nice sort of moving out. So in the next couple of 2 weeks. So yeah.
So a devil's mark is a candle without a wick. So that means lack of manipulation. So here, this is a candle here without a wick, and we went into it and we gave it the manipulation. Now the question is, does it want to move higher from it or not? It's cold. I'm really cold. Yeah, so it's a lack of manipulation, and it's belated manipulation. So sometimes it can function, especially as a rejection block. So it could be an area where price could reject, but if price really bearish, it will continue. But I'm not taking any, I wouldn't take any risk in this area. For me, it's too risky. If it goes, it goes. You see how, I mean, this is for me not really a nice way of going to the downside. This will make me very uncomfortable. What time is it? 3:17. We got a gap here. We're in this wick. I do think it wants to take out this low at some point, 356, and go to this. But then I would really like, I wouldn't stay in after that. 350-ish, I can see that here and go to this end of, but then we're really retesting a bullish PD. I would say it's really retesting a bullish PDRA. So I wouldn't be, I mean, like I said, the short was in Asia, the best short, right? All the best moves if it comes to shorts are literally in Asia lately. I haven't had a good short in London or in London they gave a little bit, but not in New York. I haven't had a lot short in London. Yeah, let's just stay out of it. I mean, it's okay because it's not. It's not natural. It is just going. It could go. I mean, I can see it go here. It's meant to make you uncomfortable. If you're not comfortable, just stay out. And it tends to just not go to that level, for example, just reject and go back higher, then go to it at some point. It drains you mentally. It's supposed to drain you. So we are below the midpoint of the wick. We are below, so it does indicate bearishness, but then this could be used as premium and discount wick, right? So the midpoint of this wick here is exactly the end dog. So, and it's still retesting these bullish PD arrays, so it could still go lower to the end dog here. I'm totally fine just watching it and let it happen. But I don't trade this kind of price action. I just stay out of it. And Q is at the end dog. That's nice. Oh, ES, my apologies. Here, ES. So let's see. I think it might be done now to the downside for a while. What time is it? We're almost at the weekly low. See rejection block here with the devil's mark. doing its thing. I don't know if it's really done with the move to the downside. It's just sort of like very tricky. I also wouldn't want to enter along here, even though I can see a breaker. So we didn't take out the low yet. We rejected here. This could be it, but I can also see it go lower at some point. But I think the low distribution short will be from 300-ish. I just like the level more. I need to do some stuff. So I actually love no wick candles because normally it can give you really nice entries and actually exits because you can sort of like trust them as a rejection block, right? There's always a strong, you can, most of the time, sometimes they just blast through it. Nothing happened, nothing works 100%, right? But a lot of the times it's a nice TP. Take profit, then just run, right? Now watch ES. Now ES is getting very interesting to me. Like I said, it could wick below that 50% level. If ES starts going up and you get a body closure again above this line, that is not the continuation of the bearish. And this might be it for ES because I'm still. It's weird to say, but I'm technically bearish on NQ and bullish on ES. But I think they'll be the same, obviously. So that means I'm bullish up to. I still like the 300 level, 30,300 on NQ. I can see it go there. And then I'll reassess again if it goes lower from there. I would love to maybe anticipate in a short from NQ 300-ish. Maybe even 325-ish. I can't engage now because I need to go. But I would have. This is bullish structure for me here now. We went into here. I would maybe give it a go with what time is it? 3:30. I would wait till 3:30, but I think this is a nice entry here. Here. Maybe all the way back up to 300 now. I don't know. Like again, I said this level is crucial. I want to see if the at 3:30 we'll know at ES. If ES closes above this blue line, it's sort of like bullish again. For the time being. I just want to watch at 3:30 where hello my love, what do you want? I'll give you some tuna. I still like 30,300. It's still a level I really like. Let me one more have a look. Yeah. Ooh, I mean, I'm actually falling in more and more in love with that level. Ooh, shall I just be, okay, I'm gonna put a paper trade on. I'm just, come on, go, 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 go. Because I need to go and then I'll just leave it running. Oh, come on, let me in. Okay, I want to hear my stop loss here. It needs to be small. Come on. Damn it. It's such a bad feature. It's always late. Okay, this is my entry here. Stop loss here. Again, I'm going to target 300. Come on. I need a small stop loss. It needs to be small, because if I get stopped out, it's still safe. Why is it not working? I've got like hundreds of paper trades on now, 10 paper trades. I hate this paper trade. Okay, anyway, I think it's gonna propel to the upside now. Come on. Oh, why are you not doing it? I've got like 10 open right now, but let's see. There we go. I've got 9. See, I kept on trying. Stop loss was here. I'm gonna try again, is that's the trade for now. Gonna be a large trade. I still like it. This is gonna be my second trade. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can go over 3 o'clock with confidence. I don't mind being stopped out on small trades like this because they give high risk reward. He's only 14 points. Okay, I like to see that. We're above 3 o'clock. There we go. Now spike harder to the upside. Let me see if I'm. Okay, let's see. Let's see if this 4-hour candle can turn bullish. That doesn't mean I'm bullish, guys. It's just a retracement up. Um, um, no, I just look at Lance is asking if I'm using what am I using. I'm just looking at the higher time frame, and I just see all these bullish PD arrays here that could hold price up or stall price to go further down. And I'm again, it's time over price every time. What time was I looking at? 3:30. What specific things are happening around specific times? It's not about the PD arrays are just a tool, but it is about what happens at a specific time. And ES, I also look at ES. I said, listen, ES is not bullish. It's not going to continue. I want a body, if the body closure is not at 3:30 below this N walk, I think we're going to go back up again. But I just think it's going to be a retracement to the upside, because who's been making money? The shorts. Who do they want to F over now? The shorts, right? Because everybody's going to think, oh, it's a continuation, it's a continuation. I'm going to bring my stop to break even. So if it doesn't cost me anything if I'm stopped out. You could still go for that low. I mean, this is a nice trade. If you take it up to here, you just go for this liquidity. It's still a nice trade, right? $47. You take it and you run. Okay, let me do a poll. Do you guys think my TP is going to be hit, or are we going to take out the weekly low before we go to 300? Let me do a poll. Weekly low or my TP at 30,300? There you go. So that means that this hour, this candle would have to, this 4-hour candle have to turn bullish at some point. Or are we going to continue lower? I'm already in break even. If it stops me out, that's fine for me. But so that meant it just only went into take this liquidity and goes back lower again. Just curious what you guys think. I already out of entry. Yeah, good. I think it's a good thing to take your. I mean, I'm just paper trading to the highs, right? For me, is to. But I would have also in my account take it out here, and maybe leave one runner. But it's NFP Friday. Weekly low, 83%. So everybody's fading me. I can see it. I can definitely see it. Okay, let me just set this clear. Let me see a little bit clearer. I might want to lower my TP to 2.5 standard deal. If it goes up, I might want to lower it a little bit, but we'll see. $347. Artem Milan, if S&T forms here, will be taking profits at the high, expecting the market to sell off from that area. So why? It's a very weird trade that I put on. I totally agree. If like, why are you? Because it's the news. I'm thinking like, okay, if we are moving upwards, and I'm looking at ES, so ES didn't go below that level, and that's sort of like telling me like, I don't think it wants to. I think it will manipulate a little bit more to the upside and continue that real sell-off either later today after the news driver. But I just keep going back to this weird structure. Like I'm just thinking maybe the manipulation move to stick up these highs. I mean, I don't know what's normal on ES. I'm just combining a few things. It's Friday NFP, so I'm sort of like, obviously I put in a trade because I think it could go there. I should have some confidence in it, but I'm also, it could easily also take out that low here, but I'm just wondering, it's too easy to do it now. Everybody think, oh, they're going to go there. This is how they trick people in the position. And we left so many things, like I let that level 300, I was talking about that already early at 1 o'clock, and we didn't go there. And I'm like, okay, they're going to leave that for later on. So just retesting this area to go lower, it looks low, would be normal to me. But then again, I'm thinking, okay, if it wants to go higher a little bit here, Like it doesn't need to go any, once it takes out these levels, why should it go higher, right? It could just start dropping and just, then we have so much more levels to the downside. So I'm just, for me, that higher level is necessary for that real drop. And I say that I have always those levels. I say, okay, I don't want to go short before that level has been hit. And a lot of the times you guys see later on, we will go to that level and then I take my short or my long. It happened a couple of times on stream, and I said, I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait for that level. And that 300, around 300 is one of my levels now. And it's above Asia high. I really don't think we're going to, and I think once it goes here, then we are ready to really also disrespect this area. There's too much bullishness here for now to make it easy. It's not an easy, but let's see. I mean, I could still be taken out. We're in the macro now. Macro starting. Macro time. Oh, I have to take. I have to watch the time because I need to. I can't be late again. Otherwise, they're going to cancel my application. So I'm literally saying that this 4-hour candle should turn bullish. How the F would I know that? ES is bullish already. Anticipating NQ to follow. So this is going to turn to a bullish candle. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. TP is 6. I've got 9 on because I was trying all the time, right? I was trying to get that on. It didn't work. So technically my trade should have been better. What if I bring it down to here? I would take TP1 here, TP1, 2 here. too nice. I still like it. $3.55. Come on. I need to go. I'm gonna pack already some stuff so I can go easily. I'm still, so I lowered the trade to here because I think it might reject, but I still think 300 is in play. I just want to be taken out if it goes here. I think 300 might take a little bit longer but if it goes here, I'm almost certain it will go to 300. If this trade works out to here. I still think it will. So still a good trade. Still 6R. 92 points. Let me just quickly get my stuff. Hey, Poopy. How's it going? Am I still good? Am I not stopped out yet? Okay, not stopped out. Okay, okay. Anyone in a short, everybody's fading. Oh, 50-50 now. Okay. Well, everybody was fading me at first. So I was like, oh my God. I know most of the time the chat is right here, but you have to stick to your plan, even though everybody fades you. You have to be okay with being wrong. Is anyone with me in the trade? How are you long? Team Massive, have you not been paying attention? You've been going. Oh yeah, I'm coming. I've had a long bias the whole stream, literally for that level. I didn't want to anticipate in a short. I'm overall bearish, but I think we still need to go a little bit higher to go lower. But hey, it could slam down to the weekly low now and take me out. That's okay. Did you hear that? Okay, now we'll drop. Yeah, I think it will take me out now. Um, let's see. Nasty. I'm just paper trading, guys. It's just a paper trade. And Q still below above. I just want to see a doji and then go higher. Come on. It's staying below. It is below this one here. We tested it midnight. Breaker. Pom, 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 pom. Come on now. A3M. Oh yeah, the news. Yeah. Yeah, guys, you should always be aware of the news, always, so you don't get taken by surprise. First thing you do every day, especially also in London, if there's any London news or any European news that might be, you just want to be aware. Did we form a devil's mark on midnight? Am I seeing that correctly? I did have a high here. Uh, 50-50. I need to go. So I need to go back to the driving thing to pay and do some stuff. So unfortunately, I can't watch it to the end. Um, you see, for both sides, it's yeah, it Bryce, exactly what you're saying. For both sides, you can see. So I'm putting on the long trade, but you can see it's sort of like if you're short, you're also like, oh, why is it not going? If you're long, it's not going to your TP. It's sort of like hanging out. It's NFP Friday. Um, it's very typical. I mean, it's still, and the move to the downside. I mean, yeah, It's not the large distribution candle we look for, I guess. But then again, who knows after the news? I think they won't. I think they keep that weekly low intact for later on. Just to F everybody over. The shorts are not going to get it. It might take a while before, if they want to go to my level, it might also take a while. And this might be the area they might want to hang around within, and then the news might bring it down or up. And like I said, I just find ES very weird. And it's for me, I said, I'm not bearish anymore if ES doesn't have a body closure above this 50% level. And it did not. So that was also confirmation for me to take this trade. But you can see it's not, it's not going there yet. Like normally I would think we would take out this weekly low, or normally we would take out this, this low here. That is just the whole NFP Friday news coming. It's the week that we've been waiting all week for this news driver. I think it's going to be a massive one. I think we're going to have massive. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I can always see it afterwards. It could still fill, right? I mean, we're not going higher above this level here. It's respecting this. We tagged into it. Really needs to get over midnight and 2 o'clock in order to become bullish. I actually wanted to see it before 4 o'clock. Tomorrow, Sunday, there's not much to stream about, my friend. 1-8. Yeah, I could do. You mean the weekly open? No, I don't. No, because it's actually in Asia. It's really late, so I don't do that. I might do something on. If you guys give me some things you want to do on business, on Discord business. What am I talking about? Yeah, just be careful, guys. NFP Friday. I guess at some point you just want a news driver, see what it does, and then anticipate if there's anything. But if it already does a TGIF or takes out a low, goes into a specific range, we might be done at some point in the week, right? We might just be done. But now, because we are so close to a weekly low, I do think we're going to go create another low. I hope so. I would like it, but it would be nice. And then either we dump. We dump. We have a nice short, or we have a nice TGIF at some point. And if not, we just dump into oblivion at some point. So tomorrow is Saturday, so tomorrow no streaming. Sunday also not, because of the time. There's just nothing to stream about. And in Asia time, I sleep. I tried to sleep. It just went down to take out a short-term low. Yeah, well, it could still take me out though, and go for Asia low, right? But I actually think Asia high might be, or even though it's a paper trade, but, I always demo trade or to learn from it. Can I take it? How much is my risk? How much time do I need to spend in here? Because I'm impatient. I don't want to be in a trade a long time and not having, either I won't be stopped out very fast, or I don't want to be in a trade and, it's dibbling in the middle, right? But yeah, I keep referring back to ES, you guys, and I showed you a couple of times already why. I don't trust that little thing. Yeah, Team Massive, I definitely see a low, but like I said, I would rather see 300 first and then go lower. But I might be unrealistic. I might be totally off. I lowered my TP to 200, but I think if it does get there, keep an eye on it. If it goes over this level here, so over this, like, okay, for people who trade market maker models, they know we have original consolidation. We have a market maker sell side, buy side. market goes back into original, so it could be enough here, right? But if it starts going over this consolidation area here, then that 300 level could easily be in play. So that's why I lowered my TP. I would take, if I would be in this trade normally, I would take my first TP off here, because then it finalizes the market maker model. But one could also argue, yeah, you have original consolidation here in that macro time. Is valid because midnight, you see, we went here, we didn't go any higher. So this could be the high as well. So then I'm going to be stopped out. But if it does go higher, this will be my TP1. Now, technically, I should have done this, right? TP1, TP2, and 300 TP3. Hey, Vincent. No. Oh, Vincent, I did not. Did you? I had to go for my driving license. I lost all day yesterday after London session. And then I got back home and I managed to take a LON in the 10:15 macro, but then a storm came here with hail and I got a power outage. I managed to make 58 points just before the power outage. And I got out. And I already said, oh my God, there's a storm. It's on stream. Oh my God, there was hail. These balls were this big. It's crazy. So, yeah, so I still managed to have a good day yesterday. And then I was in the dark for the rest of the night. I fell asleep very early. And then I woke up and every light was on after, I think it was 2 or 3 a.m. I mean, all kudos to ESCOM that they fix it like in the late hours. Yeah, but anyway, so I did not do it. No, I was actually, I managed to call out the level, and I just got, I don't know, I hesitated. I didn't want to, I got like insecure to take it. I literally called out the level, and then I didn't feel comfortable, so I missed it. And I was actually a little bit pissed off by it because, yeah. But anyway, guys, I need to run. I need to go again to pay. And then I have to go to a bank to do some stuff. So I'll pre-market preppers, if you're here, I'm sorry I didn't, I said it in the stream, but I forgot to put it in and I was late home. Let me put it in the chat straight away if I'm not making it. I will go live, but when I get back home, I need to do some. It's just some things take so much time here. Sometimes you're ready very, very quickly, and sometimes it really takes a long time. So let me make sure I forgot to post it, and people were waiting, and that was bad on my end. So apologies. You know, I also had to deal with the old man with the rooster. The moment I hung up, he called me and he's so upset. And I had to talk and I just got distracted and then I had to run but I think I'm quite consistent with streaming, right? I try to. So my apologies for these 2 days. My apologies. And again, guys, 7th of the next month, 7th of September, July, I will do my driving computer exam. So I won't be here. It's 9:30, so it's like literally London time. So wish me in a month. It's in a month time. So I'm driving around on my other driving license, but I need South African driving license. And, okay, let's see, guys, if it's gonna go. Okay, you see here, it's already starting to turn bullish on the hourly. Like I said, I want the 4-hour to turn bullish. This one here, this boy. But you see here, this one is already bullish. The 2 o'clock, 3 to 4, we're in. Oh no, that's not possible. 3, oh sorry, 3 and the 4. So the 3 turned bullish on the hourly, which I was hoping for. Now I want to push. But me being impatient, if I would be in a trade, I would hated it. I would be very getting very impatient and but then again, I practice with these paper trades to also learn how to get more patient with these trades. When you're right on the analysis, you have to be sometimes sit through them, right? So let me quickly do this in the pre-market. that people are not waiting for me or know where I am. Moment I get back. Okay, here we go. Message in, so now at least everybody is informed. Yeah, no, I just have to pay. I spent whole day there, and then I was sent to the wrong counter. I was waiting, and they said, no, you have to go there. And I was like literally waiting 1 hour. And then they had problems to issue the test date for me, and then they did it, and then the paying counter was closed. So they told me, oh, you have to come back tomorrow. And I said, really? I've got to work. Yeah, no, come back tomorrow. And so here I am. I have to go back again, and hopefully it will be sorted, and then I do something else as well. I just hope now I see this playing out. Hey guys, look at it going. Okay, if my TP is hit, guys, and it goes over this liquidity, look for 300. And if it hits, thank me later. DMV is always a headache, like the can't complete. Oh, come on, baby, go. Give me something. At least I've got that my analysis is correct. I can at least go with the thing. The 4 hours turning bullish. And how do you know these things? How do you know these things, right? That it will turn bullish. Come on, go to my level. Now you're annoying me. I mean, guys, if I would have been in it, I would have had I would trade it to 300. And that was a 13R trade. But I'll take it here. I'll take it off here, and then I don't want to leave it. Even though it's a paper trade, I don't want to leave it on. I hate it to be in a way, so it needs to take me out now. Oh my God, it's gonna do it in the next macro. Okay, I need to go, guys. I think it's gonna work out. I hate it to go. Come on, take it off. Everything, I'm gonna close everything here. You see how much patience is required here, even though you enter here, but then you have to sit through all this back and forth, and it's almost, oh my God, it's gonna keep, but it's just retesting. It didn't even retest, well, it didn't retest this breaker, but it used this breaker here. Um, I'm gonna give you food, my love. I'm gonna give you food. Mommy needs to see what NQ. NQ is giving mommy a hard time. Hey, hey, no, 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 no. Hey, no, 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 no. You cannot do that. You know that. No scratching. Or so I want this candle here. So this 4 hour candle. I want that to go over this one here. That's what I want to see. But be mindful. I could also do it in the news, right? So we could just not do it. And then, oh, you're so naughty. Yeah. But I still believe in 300. I think Gega is going nuts. Who's Gega? Oh, Gigi. No, it's Gigi. Yeah, Gigi is going nuts. She is. Yeah, she's annoyed because obviously I haven't been at home yesterday. I'm here again giving you guys all my love. And she's getting less attention. We didn't do our walk today this morning. So, Gigi, yeah, I love you, but mommy needs to go again. I spent so much time here. I'm ready to go. Okay, there it goes. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Go before 4:30. Come on. You can do it, baby. You can do it. We love you, NQ. Now, do I mind that I didn't bank on this? I took a very, very small trade. I did very small when I was, and I got out very quick. Do I mind? No. Why? Because my analysis is correct. I journal it, and next time when I see it again, I trust, because these things happen over and over and over and over and over again. It's understanding structure, time. It's the same thing. And once you start seeing it, you recognize it, and you journal it, and that's when you start sort of like, there we go. Okay, well done. So I lowered my TP for now, but I still think that the trade is in play. 300. Mark my words, guys, and thank me later if you have managed to bank on it. But be careful. Trade your own plan. I love you guys. I'll see you later. We're definitely going to react here. But yeah, I think higher is in play until we go lower. Ciao, ciao, guys. Wish me luck. And pre-market preppers, I'll see you back when I get back home. And other ones, I'll see you in the chat, in Discord. And we'll chat soon. Ciao, ciao.